I'm Scott,
I'm Kyle.
and this is Crushing Trails
And Drinking Ales.
So today we're going to take a look back at 2024 from a running and channel perspective, as well as look forward to our 2025 goals. So, Kyle, do you would quickly remind everybody of what your goals for 2024 were?
Yeah, so my mileage goal for 2024 was to run the year, 2,024 miles. And then I had two big races on the year, Angeles Crest 100 and Barkley Fall Classic. What was 2024 looking like for you?
So for 2024, somewhat similar to you, I also was looking at running 2024 and 2024. And then I had three big races on the calendar. Back in February, Black Canyon 100K, and then Angeles Crest 100 and Barkley Fall Classic.
Well, how'd they go for you?
Yeah, so there was some good and some bad. I did get the finish at Black Canyon 100K back in February. Fought through some stomach issues early on. Was able to bounce back and get my qualifier for Western States. And then AC 100, not so great. Had some stomach issues that ultimately caused me to miss a cutoff at just before mile 50. So DNF'd that one, but then bounced back in September and got the marathon finish at Barkley Fall Classic. And then the last piece of the mileage goal, kind of backed off that in November, just due to a few life/family things. My wife is running Sean O'Brien, so she kind of got priority on the weekends for long runs. So made it a little difficult to keep the mileage up. So decided to kind of back off and try something a little different. So that was kind of how things went for me. How'd it go for you?
The mileage goal of 2,024 miles, I did manage to hit that, and I even surpassed what I did in 2023. I closed out the year with 2,232 miles in 2024. I completed AC 100. It was a struggle, especially through the night, but got that done. And then for Barkley Fall Classic, marathon finish, but things didn't quite go how they could have there. So that was how it went for me.
All right, well, I mean, sounded like a pretty big year, especially getting that first 100 miler. Any favorite, one or two favorite moments from 24?
Yeah, I think I want to highlight one, my biggest accomplishment, and that was completing my first 100 miler. Angeles Crest was delayed a year from when I was initially going to run it, so it's been a long time coming for me to get that opportunity. And like I said, it was a struggle, but I had support with my crew chief Tony. He also came in and paced, and my buddy Mitch was out there as well. So that was a big one. It was a really nice highlight. How about you? What in 2024 really stood out?
Yeah, I think for me it was getting that marathon finish at Barkley Fall Classic. It wasn't the ultimate goal of getting the Croy, but the first time I ran Barkley Fall Classic, I got a straight up DNF. So I feel like it was positive. I know that the marathon finish is well within reach, and kind of built for the future to ultimately get that Croy. Yeah, Kyle. So, I mean, we had some great accomplishments in 24. I know you alluded to it earlier, so got to bring it up. Any regrets in 24?
Yeah, I have a major regret, and that was taking a wrong turn at Barkley Fall Classic. I essentially missed a spot where I was supposed to turn onto a single track trail off of a dirt road. Cost me the cutoff by only 2 minutes. The closest opportunity I have had to do a 50K attempt. So that one haunts me. I've been thinking about it all year since then. How about you? Anything you wish you could change in 2024?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big one for me is that DNF at Angeles Crest 100. I mean, I was really looking to get the monkey off my back and get another 100-mile finish, and stomach issues kind of took me out, just before mile 50. And so that I think that one's obvious for me. I know we're going to talk about lessons learned, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it because it kind of dovetails nicely off of my regret. And, for me, I think my biggest lesson learned in 24 was just the nutrition piece. Um, can't say I'm 100% there yet, but definitely feel like I was taking in too many carbs at a much higher effort level than what I was doing in training. And I think that was really causing my stomach distress. Looking back at both AC 100 and then even back to Black Canyon. So um, I'm hoping that that's actually a lesson learned. We'll move forward from that. But Kyle, any lessons on your side that you learned in 24?
Yeah, I'd say I had a similar experience in regards to nutrition. You know, early on in my ultra running career, in quotes there, I was often puking, stomach problems. I found that, you know, dialing in the amount of water, just little sips, small amounts of food in the process has helped me kind of get things done without throwing up. So I made it through AC 100 and Barkley without stomach problems, which was pretty big. So, you know, that was the lessons learned. But where was your favorite place to run this year?
You know, I gotta say, I was lucky this year and got to run in a lot of cool spots. I mean, mountains of West Texas, Colorado, Arizona, Wisconsin, California, and and Tennessee. Um, so have a lot to pick from, but I really like running in new places. So to me, I got to go with running on that AC 100 course. It's really pretty up there, especially once you get onto the PCT and those early miles up in the mountains. So I think that's it for me. What about you?
No, it's a place that I've really come to love over the last few years. That'd be Frozen Head State Park out in Tennessee. The course, though changing every year, it's always beautiful despite being quite a grind. But a big aspect for me is the community. The Wartburg area is really nice, and I'm starting to get a lot of friends that continue to repeat as well out there. So I'd say Frozen Head was my highlight for the year.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get it. If it wasn't for, running, having a new place to run out there on the AC 100 course, I probably would have picked that as well. But with it being new to me, kind of tipped it in the scales of AC 100 course.
That makes sense. It really is beautiful out here, and I had not seen a lot of that myself, so I agree. It was a lovely course. You know, that was the running for 2024. Let's talk about the channel.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about the channel. So first things first, I guess, just want to call out a cadence change that will be happening moving into 2025. In 24, we were doing monthly updates talking about our running, and those updates will be going to probably quarterly in 2025. Just give us a chance to concentrate a little bit more on some of the other content we'd like to put out. We started out doing that monthly series really to learn how to video edit because neither one of us had any real experience doing that prior to launching the channel, which I think is pretty evident if you go back and look at some of those early videos. They are pretty rough, but I feel like at this point we've come a ways and we're ready to kind of tackle some bigger stuff.
Yeah, I think that some of the early reason for doing that monthly was to challenge ourselves to a content output and really keep a consistent schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kyle, looking back at some of that early stuff in the year of content creation in 24, what lessons did you learn?
Big takeaway for me was to make sure you film enough stuff. If you don't have the footage, it's hard to put together a cohesive video. So just thinking about shots, B-roll, and also anything you're gonna need while actually out running and planning ahead a little bit more. I think that'll have me prepared a little more for the year, is just thinking things ahead. So what about yourself? What did you learn in 2024?
Yeah, I think for me, the big thing is just kind of learning sound design. I've got a long way to go, but I feel like I made a lot of strides in editing too and with music, which, as most people know, music can really set the tone for a video. So I've been working to try to get better at that, and we'll continue. But I think that was my big one for 24. So Kyle, looking back at the course of the year, I got a two-part question for you. First one is, did you have a favorite video that you either filmed or edited? And then second to, or follow up to that is, what was your favorite end product that you did in 2024?
I'd say my favorite video to edit was the jack-o'-lantern beer mile. It was fun going through that content. Such a ridiculous concept to carve a jack-o'-lantern and put it on our head while doing a beer mile. Plus, I am a big fan of the spooky season, so just doing it at that time of year, I really enjoyed it. And it was actually one of my fastest turnarounds for a video, too. So that was the one I really enjoyed editing. In terms of final product, I really liked running my first 100 miles series. That was 7 videos, so it took some consistency and dedication to keep those coming out on a regular basis. But I also need to give a shout out to Just 4 Laps. It performed really well, and it was kind of a personal look at my hate and now loving relationship with running. And I'd say that's my answer. How about yourself? Same questions back to you.
Yeah, so for me, I think I'm going to take a little bit of liberty on the first question and have a 1A and 1B. And the main reason for that is because my 1A is same as yours. The jack-o'-lantern beer mile was great. It was just ridiculous. Carving the pumpkins and running around with them on our heads. Chugging the beers wasn't that fun, but it was great having the girls out there running around with us. They thought it was hilarious too. So that was definitely my first choice. So I would say for my 1B or my honorable mention, it's definitely the wheelbarrow beer mile, which I guess there's a theme here with beer miles, but the beer mile, again, pretty ridiculous, and had a lot of fun. Most of your family was out there watching us run laps around your parents' backyard, and it was just a good time. So I know, neither one of those videos really got a lot of views, but as we've said all along, the whole point of this channel is for us to have fun, so I don't really care. So those are my two favorites.
Yeah, so I think that they really capture the goofiness of what we're trying to do, the beer miles to do. So, that kind of was our 2024 lessons learned and what we liked. What do you got going here for 2025? What are you looking forward to?
Well, Kyle and I got long-winded, as we tend to do. So you'll have to stick around for the next video to find out what our 2025 goals are. But until then, crush trails and drink ales.